All right, we're live. We have big Switch 2 news.
Oh, we have our camera, Reggie Fils-Aimé!
Obi-Wan plays.
Yes, right. What's up? All right.
Obi-Wan plays.
What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Go ahead.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
All right, she said make sure to like and subscribe. All right, what's up to everybody coming into the chat? We are live. Give the stream a big thumbs up. All right, you gotta go now. Remember what I said. All right, give the stream a big thumbs up. We have some big news to talk about today. Boy, did Nintendo spill some beans. What's up, ASAP Strange, CBH, Epic Mario, Gods, Oli, Romaine, Captain Awesome Dane, P Meister. What's up to everybody coming into the stream? Give the stream a big thumbs up. We will be giving away a Switch 2 console. We will be giving away a Switch 2 console. Joshua, Brielle, adios. We will be giving away a Switch 2 console to a lucky subscriber. And so make sure you're subscribed. Switch 2 consoles will be given. Bustin' Justin, what's up? God say my body is Reggie. All right, we're at 8 likes. 10 more people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's get it to 20 likes real quick. Let's get to the news. 12. Yeah. All right. The first one. Nintendo's president reveals the Switch 2 cross-generation plans. Now, a big thing is, and I know this is what Nintendo is so nervous about, how are we going to keep the momentum from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2? Part of the reason why I think Nintendo stretched out the Switch, I definitely know why they stretched out the Switch generation, because the console kept selling. But two, when you transition from one generation to another, that is arguably the trickiest time for these console platform holders. We all know one generation doesn't automatically guarantee the success of the next. From the Wii to the Wii U, Nintendo learned a harsh, cold lesson. So let's listen to what the president says, and I'm going to share my thoughts. And after that, we have some more news. So stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about. ASAP with the $5 super chat. Nintendo Switch is the GOAT. No price drops, CD, DVD, or Blu-ray player. Just games. Give Nintendo the crown already. Facts. Bro, ASAP, I hope, going off your comment, because we're going to talk about how much the Switch, where the Switch global sales are, brah. So we're getting closer and closer to kicking the PlayStation 2 out of the best-selling console of all time. And I have to say that 160 million should have an asterisk next to it. Because how all of a sudden, as the Switch starts selling and creeping close to the PlayStation 2, PlayStation changes their numbers, bro. But it's all good. I think Nintendo's still going to eclipse that. I was talking to a sponsor earlier today. Bro, if Nintendo does price drops for the Switch, if we get a $99 Switch Lite, I think Nintendo can do it. If we get a Switch Lite, because right now the Switch Lite is $199. If they slash that price to $99 for the Switch Lite, only $99 to entry price for a Nintendo console, I think in 3 years at $99, the Switch would do it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But let's get to the news. 3 more people give the stream a thumbs up. We're going to eradicate 20 likes right now. And going back to ASAP's comment. First, I need somebody to type ASAP in the chat. My guy just dropped 5 and y'all ain't showing him some love. Somebody type ASAP in the chat real quick. Bro, and the PlayStation 2 sold a good amount primarily because it doubled as a DVD player. The Switch didn't have any no Blu-ray CD, no DVD, just straight games, and sold off of its games. So that alone already makes it the king in my eyes. Tony says ASAP, Romaine ASAP, gods as soon as possible. Gods, you fool, bro. Diano says ASAP, Robbie ASAP, Bart, Dane, everybody showing ASAP some love. That's right. We lit. Let's get to the news. All right. The upcoming release of the Switch 2 won't end support for the original Switch. And that's great. According to a recent Nintendo earnings call. Facts, Obi-Wan. Hey, appreciate the donation, ASAP. So, Nintendo, it seems like he's about to say, just because the Switch 2 launches, doesn't mean they're going to drop support for the current Switch. And I think that's the best route to go. Nintendo needs to transition slowly into the Switch 2 era. Because if Nintendo could have both consoles selling simultaneously, that would be awesome. All right. As the first Switch enters its 8th year in production, its future has been in question. Since the announcement of its follow-up console, fans who aren't ready to buy a Switch 2 upon release are in luck, as it's now clear that the company will support both generations simultaneously, at least for now. In many ways, the Switch 2 is a direct replacement for its predecessor, even apart from its name. It looks largely the same, but offers more functionality and power. Most important thing is that power. Nintendo has also announced that the Switch 2 is backwards compatible with the digital and physical Switch games, which could render the older system obsolete in many gamers' eyes. That's facts. When the Switch 2 comes, I'm going to just be on the Switch 2. So, all right. However, Nintendo isn't quite ready to lay the original Switch to rest, and may not be for some time, because the Switch could still have a place, especially with the price drop. Parents, little kids that just want to play Mario Kart. If you walk into the store, a Switch Lite is only $99. It could be a great selling point for some families. All right. In an earnings call reportedly by Sankei, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa said the company will keep selling the Switch as long as there's demand for the older console. So they're going to continue to sell the Switch. Lake Show, what's up, bro? Will it play Madden Football MX5? The Switch 2 has to have Madden, bro. Madden or college football, one of those games I think is definitely happening. What's up to everybody coming to the stream? As you come in, give the stream a thumbs up. We need 6 people to get it to 30 likes. Let's do it right now. All right. Continuing to manufacture and sell the hardware likely means Nintendo will also keep up with software updates and game releases too. And I tell you this, I was telling a sponsor earlier in our Discord, this is why I think some Nintendo consoles, as soon as the next one came out, the last one completely died off. Going from the Wii to the Wii U, the Wii just died off. But here's the difference. The Wii was already dead in the water. Why? The last year of the Wii, Nintendo released no games. No games. Compare that to the Switch 2. The last year of the Switch 2, we had that Princess Peach game. We had Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. We had a new Zelda game. In the last year, we had Echoes of Wisdom, Mario Luigi Brothership. We just got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and so Nintendo is still keeping the software output going for the current Switch, keeping that momentum rolling into the Switch 2, where I think this is where it's different. All right. These two is 10 to. All right. Continue to manufacture and sell hardware likely means Nintendo will also keep up with software updates and game releases too, as these tend to end after physical production stops. The announcement aligns with earlier rumors that there's at least one more big release for the original Switch in store before the company focuses on its successor. And that's crazy. All right, and that's crazy. All right, Joshua, cut it out. And that's crazy how at the end of the Switch's life, Nintendo still has one more big surprise. It continues. And that's where I'm hoping for. I hope it's that Star Fox Adventure game, bro. I'm hoping it's Star Fox Adventure, an all-new game. And so that would be amazing. Nintendo's support for the OG Switch comes despite lower than expected sales for the console. In the same earnings call, the company revised its forecast to reflect lower profits for the fiscal year than originally planned. Much of that comes from lower Switch sales, with Nintendo now expecting to sell 1.5 million units than it initially anticipated. Likely from people's holding off in favor of getting a Switch 2 when it's released. Of course, you got a brand new hardware about to come out. You know Nintendo's fans are going to be like, let's just wait for the Switch 2. Bowsette, what's up, Bowsette? All right. The Switch 2's announcement seemingly hurt Steam Deck sales. Yeah, once the Switch 2 is announced, Steam Deck sales tanked. So it wouldn't make sense for demand for the original Switch to fall off at the same time. Even considering the decline, Furukawa expressed that the company doesn't believe the impact of people waiting on the Switch 2 will be a huge financial hit for the original Switch or Nintendo as a whole. There's no word on how long it thinks demand for the original Switch will justify continued support, but it doesn't seem like that day will come soon. Some analysts don't expect the Switch 2 to sell as well as the first, so there may be reason for ongoing cross-gen support for a good while. I think there's going to be a lot to factor in. Price, what is the Switch 2 going to be priced at? The launch games. Will Nintendo, how many of these launch games are going to be Switch 2 exclusives or cross-gen ports? Now, we know two big games are going to be cross-gen. Metroid and Pokemon. In my opinion, I think those should be the only two. Yes, give us one more big surprise for the Switch. Give us one more dope game than Metroid and Pokemon AZ cross-gen. I'm still in the camp. Mario Kart 9 needs to be a Switch 2 exclusive. And Nintendo wants to give us a reason to buy a Switch 2. You gotta have exclusives. Don't be like Xbox and not give us exclusives. Even the PS5. If we keeping it a buck, even the PS5 did not have exclusives, tons of exclusives its first year. All right, but that's not it. We have another one. Bro, these sale numbers are crazy that just got announced by Nintendo. Bro, Nintendo's president still, let's do the sales after. Let's keep going with Nintendo's president. Let's, all right. This is coming from, which article do I want to use? Yeah, this is coming from IGN. We'll use IGN as the source. Nintendo's president has also just announced that Nintendo is taking all possible measures to beat Switch 2 scalpers. This generation has been hit the worst by any other generation with scalpers. We're at 38 likes. 12 people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's get it to 50 likes right now. Y'all remember trying to get a PS5, Xbox at the beginning of this generation? Tough. And scalpers were eating good. But this is Nintendo. And direct quotes. It says, "We are making preparations." Nintendo has said it's ready to combat Switch 2 launch shortages and beat the scalpers, declaring, "We are making preparations." I think a couple things can factor into it. And I don't even know what this article is going to say. They might touch on some of it. Having robust supply at launch. I think more than anything, Nintendo needs to amp up supply. Now, there's been leaks, rumors that Nintendo's going to have at least 7 million Switch 2 consoles at launch. That's probably why the console leaks so much, because so many are being manufactured. And that's probably why there was such a delay. We thought the Switch 2 was launching last year. I think Nintendo is doing all of this, making preparations. Yeah, I think software has something to do with it, but they're making sure software is at launch. Mark my words, based on everything we're seeing right now, this could be the greatest console launch of all time. On the supply front, and definitely on the software front. The games, we talked about the games in our last stream yesterday. That's why y'all got to be subscribed so y'all here. I'm hitting y'all with the greatest, latest news all the time, bro. The games are going to be insane the first year of the Switch. Nintendo has to pace it out, communicate with third-party developers, pace out the games, and it's going to be a crazy year for Nintendo. All right. Following the release of its latest financial results, Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa has asked what it was doing to make sure the Switch 2 avoids the launch shortage issues the original Switch suffered back in 2017. This is what he says. This is his direct quote. "We will take all possible measures based on the experience we have accumulated to date regarding scalpers and the like," Furukawa told publication Nikkei. "We are making preparations." One thing, I always say PlayStation copies Nintendo, but there's one thing I think Nintendo could possibly do that I think Sony did that worked well. Well, and then again, I don't know how well that worked, because there was a supply shortages of PS5s and scalpers were picking them up before consumers could pick them up. Sony had a system where you had to buy it directly from PlayStation Direct. And I think they limited it to either 1 or 2 per household. I think that Nintendo could do that. May anger retailers. But, and even if retailers limit it to 1 or 2 per household, I think you got to have at least 2 per household, because I want at least 2 at launch. But if you have to buy it directly from Nintendo and they ship it to you, I think that could alleviate the problem. Even though I want to go out, I don't buy physical games. I don't like waiting in line. I just want to download the game and play. But for console releases, there's something exciting about going to the store, getting in line, being the first one in line, and waiting for the store to open. So part of me saying, nah, Nintendo, don't do that. Just let the retailers have at it and allow them to limit quantities per consumer. So the article continues. What could these preparations involve? Making loads of Nintendo Switch 2 units, it seems. Last year, Nintendo stressed the importance of manufacturing enough Switch 2 consoles to meet demand. And you know what? I think that's the biggest thing they could do. Because if there are tons of Switch 2s on the market, even if Nintendo doesn't do it from their store, directly from the Nintendo store, and they go through the retailers because they want to keep a good relationship with the retailers. If there are so many out there, let's say a scalper buys 10,000. So what? You just bought 10,000 Switches. Because I can still walk into the store and get one because Nintendo gave us enough supply. Shout out to Al Bundy with the $5 super chat. I hate to say it, but Mario Kart 9 is going to be cross-gen. Mario Kart 8 was their best-selling game. They not going to leave money on the table. That's interesting, Al. I need somebody in the chat to type Al. That's interesting, and that's worth talking about. I need somebody to type Al in the chat. 2 more people give the stream a thumbs up. We're going to crush 50 likes live on stream. Interesting. Will Mario Kart 9 be cross-gen? I look at both sides of the coin. First, let me do the shout outs. Gina type Al, Tony Al, Big Man Al, Michael Al, Strange type Al, showing Al some love. I see both. There's 2 ways Nintendo can take this. And one way I think is riskier, more risky. If Mario Kart 9 is cross-gen, I think Nintendo is taking a huge risk. Here's why. Yes, the Switch has sold a cajillion million, and Nintendo can get all of those profits from that Switch 1 install base. But they risk gamers like, do I really need to upgrade to a new Nintendo console? Because if they did this for Mario Kart, let me hold off and not buy a Switch 2, because they might do this for Mario when the next 3D Mario game comes out, or the next big Nintendo exclusive. I don't need to buy a Switch 2. And so it could benefit them in the short term where they get those Switch 1 install base sales. But for the future of the system, for the future of the company, and the Switch 2 is their future, it could greatly jeopardize that. Now, on the other end, if they just make it an exclusive, yes, they may not get as much sales up front because they're shunning the Switch 1 user base. But mark my words, Mario Kart 9 is going to be a system seller for the next 8 years. It's going to continue to sell, and eventually Nintendo will have gotten all the sales they needed from the game, but they're going to have to play the long game. So I'm hoping Nintendo plays the long game and makes Mario Kart 9 an exclusive to the Switch 2. Now, if it ends up being cross-gen, it's not the end of the world. Maybe there might be just different features from the Switch 1 and Switch 2, because we had 24 carts on the track at one time. Who knows if the original Switch can handle that with all the items and everything flying? The Switch 2 is going to have 3 times as much RAM, and so it'll be able to handle 24 carts on the track at one time. Maybe the Switch 2 version, 24 carts, Switch 1, 12 carts. Who knows? Lower resolution on the Switch 1 with Mario Kart. And Nintendo might try to do the best of the both worlds. Okay, if you have a Switch 1 and you want to buy the game, they rake in those sales. But if you want the best version of Mario Kart 9, best played on Switch 2, going to be on the back of the box, maybe Bowsette. And so the best version of Mario Kart 9 will be on the Switch 2. Higher resolution, maybe 1440p. Handheld mode 1080p. On the original Switch is going to just be 720p. So who knows? Who really knows what Nintendo is going to do? But one thing I can say about Nintendo, they believe in generations, console generations. Sony said it, but then released every game on the PS4 and PS5. Nintendo believes in console generations, and they will cut off the old generation to secure the future of a new generation. And they've done it both ways too. So I can't really say that no, they believe in generations, period. But some games have been cross-gen in the past. Zelda, not Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and the Wii. It did. It was came out on both systems. Breath of the Wild, most recently, on the Switch. Breath of the Wild came out on the Switch, but also came out on the Wii U. So they've done that for like one game, and then the rest of the game's exclusive. So even whatever they do in Mario Kart 9, mark my words, exclusives are coming the first year for the Switch 2. Coming first year for the Switch 2. I'm still in the camp that even Mario Kart 9 is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive to incentivize people to go out and buy their new console, which at the end of the day, that's what Nintendo ultimately wants. They want you to go out and buy their new console. All right. When the Nintendo Switch launched back in March 2017, it suffered from a constrained supply. I remember that, boosting scalpers who sold the console at inflated prices. But in July 2024, Furukawa said things will be different when it comes to launching the Switch successor. And this is his direct quote, "As a countermeasure against resale, we believe that the most important thing is to produce a sufficient number to meet consumer demand. And this idea has not changed since last year," Furukawa said at the time. So he's come out and said they are going to amp up supply. So it looks like that's what they're going to do to combat scalpers. Not what I said about the Nintendo Store, getting it exclusively through the Nintendo Store, but they're going to, flood the market with Switch 2 consoles. And that's going to be fantastic. In addition to this, we are considering whether there are any other measures that can be taken to the extent allowed by laws and regulations, taking into account the circumstances of each region. He continues, this is the president talking. "Although we are unable to produce sufficient quantities of Nintendo Switch hardware last year and the year before due to a shortage of semiconductor components, the situation has now been resolved." The semiconductor situation is good. That's great. "At this time, we do not believe that the shortage of components will have a significant impact on the production of the successor model." Great news. What's up, everybody coming to the chat? We're at 56 likes. I need 14 people. 14 people, destroy that like button. Let's get it over 70 likes right now. All right, this is big news. One of the reasons why Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo couldn't produce enough consoles this past generation was because of semiconductor shortages. But according to Furukawa, that problem has been resolved. So Nintendo looks like they'll be able to produce as many consoles as they have the need for. So that's great. That's great. Nintendo plans a Switch 2 Direct for April 2nd. Now, if you're in Europe, you must have thought it was today, February 4th, because the numbers flip. But it's in April. While it will reveal more, Nintendo will also hold Switch 2 hands-on events. Speaking today, check this out. I forgot that it was February. Man, time is flying. Yeah, February 4th is their investor call report, so I should have known this was coming. Furukawa also touched on plummeting sales of the Switch, which he denied had anything to do with consumers waiting to buy a Switch 2. I think that's exactly why. Everybody wants a Switch 2. So why would you buy a new Switch when you know its successor is right around the corner? But this is his direct quote. "We don't think the impact of refraining from purchasing is that great," Furukawa insisted. "We think it's a solid 8th year, but we haven't reached our target. And he is right. Nintendo is still having a solid final year of their console. I know in Japan, the Switch is still outselling the PS5 in Japan. In other regions, the PS5 is outselling the Switch, but it's in its 8th year, and everybody's waiting for the successor. All right. Elsewhere, Furukawa said Nintendo will continue to support the Switch even after the release of the Switch 2, as long as there's demand. All right. And again, in the last year, we're still getting huge titles for the Switch 1. Metroid, Pokemon, and a rumored one more surprise. Great stuff, Nintendo. Great stuff. And so demand is what the president is saying will stop scalpers from getting the system. But there is more. We have another one. This next news item. Bruh. These Switch sales are crazy. The Switch has now sold 150.86 million units worldwide. J Big has just subscribed. You're in the running for a Switch 2 console, my guy. We're giving away a Switch 2 console to a lucky subscriber. Make sure if you're watching, make sure you're subscribed. Bro, the Switch has passed 150 million units globally, creeping closer to their best Nintendo console of all time. Hey, I see the Haitian flag too, J Big. I'm not from Haiti, I'm from Jamaica. I'm born in Jamaica, but shout out to my island homie, bro. All right, the Switch, 150 million units. Getting close to the DS. I think the DS is at 154. DS lifetime sales. DS lifetime sales, 154. So the DS is at 154.02 million. So that's the best-selling Nintendo console. Now, the best-selling console of all time is the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 at 160. Sony. We're going to keep an asterisk next to 160. But I said it before. I think Nintendo can do it. I really think Nintendo can do it. If the Switch 2 launches and then they come out with price drops for their other systems, once the sales slow, Nintendo's going to wait until those sales of the Switch slows down, then do price drops. If we get an entry point into Nintendo gaming at $99, where you can still subscribe to Nintendo Online, play all those retro games, I think Nintendo could be onto something. And in three years' time, topple the PlayStation 2. So, Nintendo has confirmed this morning that the Switch family of systems have shifted 150.86 million units worldwide since March 2017. And that's right before that Switch 2 drops. But bro, these sale numbers are crazy. Check out the best selling Switch games. I don't know why I didn't have any of these. I'm sure we'll just put up at least. We'll got to put up at least. Which one? Zelda Smash? No, we'll keep the Switch 2 in the background. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best selling Switch game. 67.3 million. I can't remember. I don't think that's ever been done before. An exclusive that wasn't a pack-in with every console. 67 million? Bro, that's not even including Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U sales, which is like almost, I know it was over 10 million, like 11 million. Not including those sales. Just Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 67.35 million. I keep saying this. Xbox is going third party. We see it. They're doing it right in front of our eyes. PlayStation putting their games on PC. I know some people are like, why is PlayStation putting their games on PC? They're a business. And those games cost a lot to make. And if they don't recoup their profit margins or their goals, they're going to launch it on other platforms to recoup it because it isn't sell enough. Take case in point, Astrobot. Critically acclaimed game of the year. Only sold 3 million. I think it's 3 million now. It's at 3 million. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 67 million units. That's insane. I've been gaming since the Atari 7800. Been through the NES generation, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii U, when I was the only YouTuber representing the Wii U. Wii U. I'm not the only one, but there was a few of us. Wii U. Switch. I've never seen this that I can remember. One exclusive selling this much on one platform. Not a multi-plat. I'm not talking about the multi-plat. You have the benefit of hitting every fan base. But an exclusive, 67 million is insane. And you wonder why Mario Kart 9 was shown for the Switch 2 already. Nintendo's seen it. Rinse and repeat. Shout out to everybody coming into the stream. We crushed 60 likes. 9 people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's get it to 70 likes. You've been gaming since the Atari 5200. I remember the 5200, but it was the 7800 for me. 5200 was out around the same time with the 7800, and all of the 2600 was more popular than the 5200. And I remember my dad coming home bringing bag loads of 2600 games and just giving it to us to play on our Atari 7800 because they were all dirt cheap. There was during the video game crash, nobody was buying any games, and we were just reaping the benefits. We had tons. Most of those games were garbage, but we were playing them. We were kids, we didn't care. All right, the top 10 best-selling Nintendo Switch games of all time. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at number 1, 67 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 47 million. These numbers are crazy, bro. 47 million. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 35 million. Breath of the Wild, 32 million. Crazy numbers. All of these are exclusives. Super Mario Odyssey, 29 million. Even if 29 million was number 1, that would be crazy, bro. I don't think y'all understand how crazy these numbers are. Xbox and PlayStation could only wish they had exclusives that sold like this, bro. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26 million. Pokemon Scarlet Violet, 26 million. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, 21 million. Super Mario Party, 21 million. New Super Mario U Deluxe, 18 million. Crazy stuff. Bro, even the recent, they have another list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 most recently released games. I think these all came out last year. Super Mario Party Jamboree is already at 6.1 million. 6.1 million. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, 3.9 million, almost at 4 million already. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, 2 million remake. Mario Luigi Brothership, 1.8 million, respectable. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, 1.8 million. The fact is, Nintendo's games sell. They sell, and they continue to sell. They are evergreen titles. continue to sell throughout the lifespan of the console's generation. All right. Also, in Nintendo's recent financial report, Nintendo has reconfirmed that Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends ZA will be launching in 2025. Hopefully, we can get a release date, especially for Metroid, sooner rather than later. All right, that is the news for today. Shout out to Al. Shout out to ASAP for the donations. Appreciate everybody coming through the stream. Nintendo's on top, bro. And I don't think they're going to slow down anytime soon with that Switch 2. All right. What do you guys think about everything we talked about? Sound off in the comment section below. I want to know. But before you go, bro, click that subscribe button.
Stay up to date all day. Nintendo, we out. Peace.
Reggie Fils-Aimé!
Obi-Wan plays.
Yes, right. What's up? All right.
Obi-Wan plays.